Good morning. As you can see, we have two cars parked on the driveway. Well, we have a bunch, but we have several cars parked on the driveway. And today's video is going to be on the FK7. But first, as you can see, it is super dirty. Look at that thing, and there's like 8 cords on it. But we're gonna be washing Yuki off because it's been a week since I last used her, because obviously I've been using this Type R every single day since I got her. But here we go, we're gonna wash this. See you all in a bit. And just like that, she's super clean. Look at that shine. Whew. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Time FK7, and as you can see, we have the FK7 back on the channel, and today's video is going to be all mods that I've done so far on this FK7. Let's go. Now, I had this car for about 8, maybe 9 months, almost a year, and so far, it looks completely different from stock. Now, the most biggest changes that I've done to this car to improve its looks, in my opinion, is of course this hood wrap and the roof wrap. Now, I've done videos on me installing the roof wrap and the hood wrap, and obviously I'm not a professional detailer or professional wrapper. It's not perfect, but as always with wraps, you can always just peel it off and start all over from scratch if you choose to do so in the future. But yeah, if you have the money, take it to a shop where they can do it professionally. But if you want to be like me, you want to save money and work on your car yourself, go right ahead. It only took us, I would say, 3 hours to do each part. But yeah, the biggest changes that I've done on the car is the wrap. Since we're already on the front, as you can see, I have my Time FK7 banner right there on the bottom of my windshield. Now, it is a little small. I was expecting it to be bigger, but it's actually fine. Like you can see it from far away. I do wish that it could be a little bit bigger, but the font and the size itself is fine. It's good enough, and it's not distracting. And like if you're walking around the car, there's Time FK7 logos. So if you see this car in the street and you see Time FK7 logos on it, obviously it's me. If you're in the Pennsylvania area, mainly in the Philly area. So yeah, if you see this car, that's me. And now let's talk about this front splitter that I got from Base & R. It's a really easy installation, and it just goes over your stock front splitter that this car came from the factory. Now, the stock splitter that this car came with, you can barely even notice it. So I wanted something more aggressive. I think it's called the Base & R TR style splitter. That's the one that I chose because it has the most aggressive look to it, and it's the most easiest to install. Now, obviously, I still have to paint match this to match with the gloss black of this car, but stock from the Base & R shop, this already has some kind of a shine to it. I wouldn't say it's a gloss black color, but it's more of like a dark gray color. Like I said, I do have to paint match this, which I'm probably gonna make a video of. That way you guys can see how I paint the splitter in the future. But since we're already in the front, let's talk about the headlights. So as you can see, I have LED headlights all around. So the fog lights, low beams, and even the high beams are all LED lights. And then the one that I have on the bottom is a switchback fog light. So these turn yellow and white. So when you turn it on and off, or when you flash your high beams, these turn yellow or white. So these are pretty cool. Again, I do have all the installation videos posted on my channel. So if you're wondering how to install these lights, check out my latest videos. I also have the side marker lights, of course, from Last Fit. And these lights are really good lights. And they have a better lifespan than your stock halogen bulbs. So once you install these, you're not gonna think about these ever again, because these aren't gonna go bad, or you're not gonna be replacing these anytime soon, because these really last a long time. Anyways, let's move on. Oh, by the way, I wrapped this part as well. So this is actually white. I just decided to wrap. All right, so now we're on to the side of the car. These are the Basin R window visors, or wind visors, or whatever you want to call it, rain guards. So these have been holding up since day one, since I installed them. And I actually didn't even install the clips on these. So these are just strictly being held by the 3M tape that it came with. So I'm really happy with it. It went through storms, it went through highways, numerous road trips. So this probably went, I would say 9,000 miles. And I've seen no signs of peeling, no signs of issues whatsoever. And like, you know, I wash my car at least once a week with a pressure washer, and still no problems whatsoever with these visors. So I highly recommend this. And down here, this is actually one of the cheapest mods that you can get to actually change the look of your car. I was actually surprised when I installed these. Like, after the installation, I was like, wow. You still have access to your door handles, you can still lock your car, and like it's on the other side, there's like a little keyhole just in case, you know, you need to put your key in. But yeah, this is highly worth it, and I suggest if you have a white car, go for these handles, because they really do change the look of the car. And like it gives the car a little bit of contrast, because the theme of my car is like black and white, so like these really match my theme. And I'm really happy that I got them, and I'm really happy that I saw them on Amazon. Like, I wasn't expecting, you know, to be amazed with these door handles. And then I also have these concave mirrors. So these are like the small concave mirrors, so that it'll give you like a wide angle view of the road, so that when you're switching lanes, you can see your blind spot, especially, you know, if you're on the highway and you didn't see a car next to you. These are actually, for the size, they're worth it. And of course I got the window tint, which I got the legal limit of 30%. Because that's the legal limit here in Pennsylvania. Now I could have went with 20% honestly, and like I still could get away with it. They're not going to stop me for doing that 20%, but I played it safe, got 30%, and this is the result. And it's good enough. Like, you can't see in the inside, so you still have that privacy. So this underglow, I actually had my buddy install it. In the state of Pennsylvania, these are actually illegal to be driving around in underglows. But if you're in car meets, or like, you know, parked somewhere, you can actually use these underglows, and like it makes the people go, wow. Like, when I first saw the underglows on my car, I was just amazed at how good it looks. And like, who wouldn't agree? Like, underglows are making a comeback in 2021. I said it last year, I'm sticking to it. Underglows, must have on a car. And then right here we have the iBack Pro Kit springs that we installed. So this actually lowered the car by about an inch. Because before, the stock height, there is a big, huge wheel gap, and like it really made it look like that I was like driving a 4x4, and like the car just looked awkwardly high. So with these springs, it made the car have like a much sportier look. So now we have like this much of a wheel gap versus that much. So really worth getting. So if you're still in stock height and you don't have a driveway that won't scrape, definitely go with the iBack Pro Kit. You can't go wrong with that. And not only does it make the car look sharper, but it also improves handling, and you still get that same, well, close to the same feeling as you would get on your stock suspension. So this might be a little bit stiffer, but it's still comfortable. So definitely a must get. So these side markers are smoke side markers that I also got from Amazon. Now they're meant to be switchbacks, meaning if you signal or if you indicate, then these will turn into like a sequential amber color. But at that time I decided not to do it, so I just stuck with these LED ones, which still look fine. And like, it really changes the look of the car, because stock this came with the orange side markers, which I hated. So this was like one of the first things that I changed out, along with my headlights. So if you look back at my videos, I also have an installation on this, but I don't think that it was that clear. So I might do an installation video on the Type R as soon as I find side markers for that vehicle. Moving on to the rear. Okay, so last but not least, we have the rear of this car. I once had a wing, which was like a Type R style wing, which is a smaller version of the Type R wing. And obviously I got rid of that wing because it was starting to wobble and it was starting to become loose. And like I was fearing for my life that somebody from behind me would get hurt as I'm driving in the highway. So I decided to just get rid of it and just stick with this duckbill spoiler for now. And I'm happy with it. So this duckbill spoiler I also got from Amazon. And as far as the holes on the wing, I haven't got it fixed yet. So what I did, I put vinyl over it so that water won't come inside. Not only did I put vinyl on top, but I also put vinyl on the bottom. So I'm getting extra protection just in case water does decide to get in the holes. But yeah, one day I'm gonna be fixing these holes. I'm gonna take it to a body shop, or whoever can fix it. I will be getting that fixed. And then my most recent video that I've done to this car is the blacked out Honda badges, which of course really looks good on the car because I hate chrome. I'm just not a fan of chrome. But what I did was I took Plasti Dip and I sprayed all my Civic emblems into a matte black finish, and it really goes well with the car because it has like a white and black contrast. So it really matches with the theme of my car. Now you could get different color Plasti Dips, and you could get like a glossifier so that these badges would become glossy or shiny. So if you're planning on Plasti Dipping your car and you wanted to make it shiny, you can always get glossifier for your badges. And of course, last but not least, if we look down here, we have the exhaust. This is actually the stock exhaust, but I did a muffler delete on this car, which will give you that deeper growl when you start the car. It goes like vroom. So it's really worth it. And going on highway speeds, it's not much of a nuisance. Like I'm not annoyed with the drone or anything, but I'm really happy that I got this done. Like the car looks aggressive, and with this muffler delete, it'll sound aggressive. So the car not only sounds aggressive, but it also looks aggressive. And of course, I changed out all the lights on this tail light. So as you all know, this car is actually full LED from last fit. I got the turn signal, I got this brake light, and I got the reverse light, all LED from last fit. And like they're really nice. This brake light right here, it gives you a nice deeper red color. And of course we have our side indicators and our reverse light, which are a lot brighter than the stock halogens that you get. I suggest getting the reverse light because it'll give you a lot more clarity when reversing at night, because this gives off like a white light instead of that brownish yellowish color that you get on the halogens. So I suggest getting it as a first mod, changing out all your halogen bulbs from your low beams, high beams, and your reverse lights to all LED lights from last fit. Stock engine. We are now in the guts of this car, which is the performance mods that I've done. Now I haven't done that many performance mods yet on this car, but under the hood we can see a short rim intake from PRL. So this PRL intake isn't really going to give you any horsepower. For horsepower you're going to want to get like a cold air intake, and even without the heat shield I haven't experienced any heat soak on this car just yet. It's over 100 degrees out here today, but I haven't had any issues whatsoever. Then I also have a strut bar which stiffens up the chassis and slightly improves handling. Even though this car already has significant handling, I decided to get a front strut bar so that, it'll change up the look of the engine bay, because without the strut bar, like it'll just look like a plain engine bay. But with this strut bar, it changes the appearance, it changes the handling, and like it's an amazing addition to the car. And then we have our engine bay covers, which I also picked up from Amazon. So these engine bay covers basically fill out the empty spaces that you have on the sides of your engine bay, giving it a much cleaner look. Because without these covers, like you're gonna see all these wires, all this empty space. So with this engine bay side covers, you're really gonna fill out that empty space. and it really makes the engine bay look a lot more nicer. Paired along with the strut bar and the short ram intake, this looks like a beast, even though it's only a little 4-cylinder, probably making about 190 horsepower with the tune that I have. But it's nice. I like it. Alright guys, so now we're inside of the car. So as you can see, I have quite a few things going on here. So the very first thing, which is very obvious, is a K-tuner. So I have the K-tuner version 2 with the stage 1 bass tune on this car. I'm only going stage 1 bass tune because I only have a couple of performance mods that I've done to this car, which is a short ram intake. If you want to get into the more aggressive tunes, I suggest getting like a cold air intake or an intercooler, something like that. That'll help cool the car down so that it won't overheat or that it won't cause any problems over time. If we look over here, we have these little rubber mats. So these are like non-slip rubber mats that I got off of Amazon. And then we also have this aluminum AC covers, which really give the car some character, especially with like the red accents that this car now has, like the red push to start button, the red themed infotainment system, red tachometer, and I also got red speakers. Now I'm not really a fan of them. In fact, I might just like peel this off maybe one day, not today. But if we go over here, we also have more of that rubber non-slip grips. Then we have like this door panel. We have like this doormat kind of door sill protector thing. And like without this actually had scratches from me going in and out of the car. So this really helps protecting the paint from getting any scratches. But right here, we have our wireless last fit charger, which really works well, especially if you wanted to charge your phone. This is a really good accessory to have on your car. And the reason why I like this wireless charger is because I also have like wireless Apple CarPlay, which it's currently not in this car. It's actually in the Type R. It's a wireless Apple CarPlay adapter that I would normally plug in here, but now that it's in the Type R, I kind of just left it there. One thing to note on my video when I did the wireless charger video, but this little portion right here is actually for support. So like if your phone's moving around, this acts as a support. So just plug it in like that, so it'll be more stabilized. Because I know in the video I had this little thing inside of the vent, which is fine, but having this out like that gives you more support. So like if you're going over speed bumps or on a bumpy road, you'll have more support to hold your phone. Not that this is all flimsy or anything, but it's it's there if you want it. We have our LED lights not only in the front but all throughout the vehicle, even on the hatch part of this car. So that's pretty much it. And of course we have our floor mats, which are like a little bit dirty, and these are really easy to clean. All you got to do is just spray some water on it, give it a quick scrub, and you should be good to go with the floor mats. But like I said, this build of mine is not done. It's not even close to being finished yet. So more videos to come in the future. But other than that, not really much interior wise. Okay, so now it's time for subscriber builds. Will I show off your builds on my video? The first build for today is... Our first build is from Charles Alvarez, and he says, I'm a fan of the YouTube channel. I'm also in Pennsylvania and New York. I drive on Route 80 past the Poconos to Hazleton. I had a 1.5 turbo but switched to 2.0 and I'm happy with it. I'm always down to do meets and talk cars. My uncle is a mechanic and we have a shop to do body work. With love, I can help you with your car and fix them holes up, make it look like brand new. My name is Charles, by the way. These are pics of my cars. Maybe you can show them on the channel. Next, we have a build from Emil Salkick, and he says, hey Chris, it's crazy to almost think that I've been watching you for a year. The growth on your channel is crazy awesome. I'm proud and I really enjoy watching these videos. FK7 for life. And finally, our first ever non-Civic build on the channel, and it's from BJ Lasala, and he says, "Hi Chris, I noticed that all the subscriber builds so far have been Civics, so I thought maybe I'd share something a little different, featuring one of my best friend's 2018 Civic Type R and my Nissan Juke. Nothing too crazy has been done so far, DAI, Autobahn wheels, and Magnaflow Street Series exhaust to give it a nicer sound. I've got an engine, short ram intake, as well as a set of coilovers, coming in hopefully sometime soon. Keep up the great work and fingers crossed that this gets featured." If you want your build to be featured on the channel, send me an email at christimefk7@gmail.com so that you can be featured on my upcoming videos. Alright guys, so that about wraps up this video. These are all the mods that I've done so far on this car, and it looks like a really nice car, really different from stock. And like, if you want to follow along with my build, be sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Hit that like button if you like this video, and comment down below what you guys think of this build. And if you're interested on any Last-Fit products, be sure to use my code CTFK7 for that 10% off. That just doesn't apply for this car, but it applies for any other car out there. And if you're interested on any of these products, I will be linking it down in the description. And again, I did all the installation videos that I've installed so far on this car. Maybe not the window tint because I don't trust myself with the window tint, but for the most part, I did everything myself on the channel, so be sure to check out my other videos for installations or reviews of the product. Anyways, thank you all for watching. This is Time FK7, and peace out.